Gospel. It means good news. And the good news is, the gospel is Jesus Christ. The good news is revealed in His birth, His perfect life, His purpose, death on the cross, His burial and His resurrection and His ascension. That is the gospel. And I got to hear the gospel that night. And my heart was just, because I knew I'd never made Jesus my Lord and my Savior. I was sitting there just thinking, wow, I need Jesus. I need to accept Him as my Lord and Savior. I don't want to be separated from God and be in a place of eternal torment because I know I'm a sinner. When the pastor had done preaching, he told all of us, okay, we're going to have a time of prayer. Everyone close your eyes. Right? And there was a room filled with young people. And then the pastor said, well, if tonight you have not given your life to Jesus, I want you to lift up your hands and I'll pray for you. My heart is beating. I could feel it. It's like beating so hard. And yet I know I should do that because I've never done that. So in my mind, I thought, I'm so nervous right now, but I know I need to give my life to Jesus. And then I said, I'm sure this room is filled with so many young people. I'm sure there'll be many of them. So I slowly slipped my hand up like this during the time of prayer. I was 16 years old. And when I lifted up just like that, the pastor in the front with the mic said, all right, brother, I see your hand. Can you come up to the front? And I opened my eyes and I'm the only one. I'm the only one. And, I still remember at that point, and this was November 24th, 1997. I can never forget that day. A point came where when I stood up, I knew, just like we sang, a point came where it's like, I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. And I still remember walking up from my seat and going up and, really crying like a baby that day. And that's just the beginning of my story. The joy that I experienced, knowing that although I'm a sinner, I've disobeyed God in so many ways. What I experienced that night was because of what Jesus has done for us once and for all. I can be forgiven. And I was just so full of joy. And that weekend, I'm telling you, I was jumping and dancing and singing and praising God. I called my parents saying, hey, I prayed to Jesus. I made Him my Lord and Savior. I surrendered my life to Him. Now, listen, this is where the story begins. I came back, was continuing my college, and, I love to play the guitar, Isaac, just like you, and I picked it up, and slowly I joined the worship team. I would never miss any meeting. I was just excited. Now, some of you know what I'm talking about, because I hope some of you can confidently say tonight that you have asked Jesus to be your Lord and Master, that you have surrendered your life to Him. It's just not only a song, I have decided to follow Jesus, as we sang, but it's a reality for you. I hope so. And even for me, back then, I was just so fired up. I would be in every meeting, prayer meeting. I would love to meet with other Christians and all that. And here is my point. Where I found the source of joy was my relationship with Jesus. Knowing what Jesus had done for me. But now listen, something began to happen. Now, I started to be so busy in my Christian life and in my practices, in my worship team practice, in my drama team practice, in organizing an event. And I used to be so busy running around, even doing church stuff, a lot of church stuff, that I had no time for Jesus. There was a time, my favorite time was this. I will have an open Bible and I would read about Jesus and I would cry. And I'd be like, wow, Jesus, you love me. God, you are so awesome and amazing, and that you would love me. And I would spend one-on-one time with Jesus. It will be a conversation where I talk to Him and He will talk to me. But now, this was close. I'm running around. Where is the guitar? Where is the event? What am I gonna do? Where is the soccer ball? Where is the games? Where is the retreat? I was so, listen to me now. I was so busy for Jesus, I did not have time for Jesus. And the joy of relationship with Jesus turned into a religion. Religion simply means doing the ceremonies. Religion means coming together just to do some sort of a routine. And the joy of relationship with Jesus, I was 17 by now, gonna be turning 18. The joy of relationship turned into a routine of religion. And because I was not spending time with Jesus, my heart was empty. Listen, guys, there is a God-shaped hole in us. You can try to fill it with money. You can try to fill it with relationship. You can try to fill it with success. You can try to fill it with achievements. But it's a God-shaped hole. Only God can take that place. He's designed you that way. And where I was trying to fill my life with all these good things, but missing out the best, Jesus. And a point came in my life where I was in a worship team, and there was this cute girl in the worship team. I was 18 years then. And even in India back in the days, I asked her out. I was like, hey, can you be my girlfriend? Now, growing up in India, see that will be kind of normal in the US, right? I mean, my wife has been a 6th grade teacher for 10 years. And she tells me in 6th grade, I mean, you're 12, 13 years old. Almost all of the students in our class had girlfriends and boyfriends. Now that is crazy to me. But in India, there was a time, I mean, when you turn 18, 19, you start having a girlfriend, boyfriend. And I thought this girl, was cute. She was in the worship team, and I got into a relationship with her. You guys following me, right? See, there was a time when worshiping and playing the guitar, going to prayer meetings, going to church every Sunday, reminded me of the grace of God. And all those things were a means of enjoying the grace of God. Okay? Like getting together this way. It was a means of reminding myself of enjoying the grace of God. But when I did not have a relationship with Jesus, when it only became about the routine, oh, it's youth meeting, we gotta go. It's Sunday service, oh, come, we gotta practice and play. And when that relationship with Jesus is not there, it only becomes a means of earning grace, not enjoying grace. And when you get into that cycle of earning grace, you know what you start to think? You start to think, man, this week I did not practice. I did not get together with the church. I did not, fellowship with anybody, so maybe God is not happy with me. You start thinking like that. Or maybe another week when you're like, oh, this week I got to pray with Jesus. I got to read my Bible. So maybe God is happy with me. And we begin to have this wrong idea. The wrong idea of God. When I was 16, and guys, answer me this question. When I came and asked Jesus to be my Lord and Savior, did Jesus forgive me because I was a good person? Yes or no? No. I came because I recognized I was a sinner. But why did God forgive me? Anybody? Because He loved us. He first loved us. The danger is in thinking, if I try harder, if I do better, He will love me more. Oh no. This relationship is not that way.